Hi guys, welcome to another collection video. Cousin Kinoko here, and today I'm going to show you my small Dreamcast collection. I have I think 23 games for the system. I haven't been collecting for it very actively, so it's one of the systems that I have the smallest collection for. Just gonna take you quickly through my games here. First off, we have Ready to Rumble Boxing Round 2. This is a beta disc, which is why it's in this weird slim white case here. Haven't played the game too much, so I can't really say much about it. Army Men, Sarge's Heroes, also didn't play it. Some more loose discs here. Star Wars Episode 1, Jedi Power Battles, didn't try it. Then we have Soul Fighter. I've played this quite a lot actually. It's a really cheesy and bad 3D beat 'em up, but somehow it's a lot of fun as well. I mean, it's so cheesy and bad that it's somehow enjoyable as well. Definitely wouldn't recommend buying it unless you find it really cheap or unless you're really into bad and cheesy games. But it's worth a try if you find it for cheap. Looney Tunes Space Race. This is a kart racer. I only tried it once. I haven't played it much. Didn't look too great though. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. Now this is a 3D action adventure. I barely tried it, so I can't really say much about the game. My first impressions were really cheesy and bad voice acting and dialogue, and I don't like the style, the character design and things like that, but I heard from online reviews that it's supposed to be a good game, so I might just give this a chance sometime. Now here's another really cheesy game, but this one is cheesy in a good way, I think. Zombie Revenge. This is a action arcade game, and it's a lot of fun. So it's not a good game by any means, but if you find it for a reasonable price, it's definitely worth picking up, I think. Well, most Dreamcast games are quite cheap nowadays. So Worms Armageddon. I did play a lot of Worms on my PC back in the day when I was a teenager, so kind of played so much of it that I don't really care to go back to it anymore. And I think I also played this back in the day, but I haven't really tried out this Dreamcast version yet. So here's a nice survival horror game, Blue Stinger, as well. Typical Sega fashion, really cheesy, but it's a lot of fun as well. If you don't expect like too much of it, then you will have a lot of fun with it, for sure. Then we have Choo-Choo Rockets. This is a puzzle game. I think maybe it came with the system, or it was one of the launch titles at least. Really common to find and extremely cheap. I haven't played it too much. Played through the first few levels, and it seemed like a good game so far. Jet Set Radio. Now this one is still sealed. I picked this up on eBay for like €5 sealed, and haven't really gotten around to try it yet, so I've just left it in the plastic, but it seems like a lot of fun. It's like Tony Hawk Pro Skater on rollerblades kind of thing with nice cel-shaded graphics, so I'm pretty sure it's a game that I would like to get a bit more into. Here's one of the essential Dreamcast games, for sure. We have Crazy Taxi, really nice Sega arcade racer, and some nice punk rock soundtrack and fast-paced action. This is a lot of fun, so definitely look into that if you haven't already. Then we have Sega Rally 2. I'm not much into racing games, but Sega Rally is kind of classic, so Deadly Skies, one of my favorites for the system, Space Channel 5, really nice, absurd, over-the-top rhythm game. It's a lot of fun. If you like rhythm games, then you have to look into this. There is also a sequel that came out. It's more rare and harder to get by. So I've only played the first one, but it's a lot of fun. Then we have Shadow Man, some kind of third-person action game. I haven't really played it much yet, and don't really care to either. It doesn't look too great. It doesn't look like my cup of tea. Then we have the House of the Dead 2. A lot of you might know this from the arcades. Really great light gun shooter. Must own for the Dreamcast. Then we have Virtua Tennis 1 and 2. And then we have Outrigger. This is a first-person shooter. Didn't play it much so far. Then we have one of the best games for the system, and definitely a must-own if you have a Dreamcast, Shenmue. I haven't gotten around to play this so much yet, but it's I'm really looking forward to get more into it. It's a nice adventure game. I'm still missing the sequel, Shenmue 2, which I'm hoping to find for either the Dreamcast or maybe the Xbox as well. There was also a Xbox version released of that one. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. I haven't played this. I only finished the first Resident Evil, and I'm at the moment playing Resident Evil 0. I also have this for the GameCube, so I'm actually planning to sell my Dreamcast version. This is also the German language version, so I prefer playing it in English. And then finally we have Semen, which is completely absurd. Definitely one of my favorite Dreamcast games, if not my favorite, just for the novelty of what it is. It's kind of surprising that a game like this could actually be made. It's like you have an aquarium, and your TV is the aquarium in a sense. You get a few eggs, you throw them into the aquarium, and if you keep the temperature right on the water, and if you keep the oxygen level high, the eggs will hatch, and you will have some little creatures that will later on in the game evolve into a fish, and then later on into a frog, but always with this kind of disgusting face of a middle-aged Japanese man on it. And with your microphone attached to your Dreamcast controller, you can actually communicate with him, and he's a really unlikable type. He's really obnoxious. He's kind of like, I don't know, you get really like fed up with him sometimes, but thankfully you can also use your controller to slap him in the face, and you can tell him mean things, and he remembers the things you've said. He stores it. He asks you questions during the game and gets to know you, and gives you advice in life or all kinds of things. So you know, it doesn't work as well as they probably were hoping to make it work. I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of flaws with the game for sure, but it's really something special, and I really enjoyed playing it, so definitely recommend picking this up if you have a Dreamcast. So okay, that's it for my Dreamcast collection. I hope you enjoyed watching, and until next time.